With 2 prayers to God, the distress is gone, and praise be to God. Hospital distress. I treated my wife that night. I took her to the hospital after suffering a full day of difficult labor. She was in a deplorable condition. As soon as we arrived at the hospital, all the doctors and nurses came up with a piece of paper saying that I had to sign it agreeing to have a very urgent cesarean section. After the operation, they told me that my first son will lie in the nursery because the difficulty of labor for an entire day affected his brain due to the lack of access to oxygen. During that time, he also inhaled water from the uterus, giving him severe pneumonia. 2 days later, the doctor told me that my son's condition was deteriorating, and fate was in God's hands. And if he recovers, doctor? There will be a possibility that he will suffer from mental retardation as a result of the damage to the brain. The world became dark before my eyes to the point that I was walking without knowing, and I was remembering his mother's long suffering at home, then her suffering in the hospital, and finally the boy's condition was hopeless. Then I remembered, judgment belongs only to God, and not to doctors, so I performed ablution and prayed 2 rak'ahs in which I prayed to God from a pure heart. On the second day, I went to the hospital and the nursery nurse met me and said, "Tomorrow is discharge time, father of the child. The child's condition has changed 180 degrees, and I visited the child's mother and they told me today is the time for her to be discharged, and she is better than before. Today, my son has intelligence that is several years older than his age." The distress and anguish have gone away with 2 sincere prayers to God Almighty.